All right, Randy Walker here, WorldTennisMagazine.com. I'm here with Liam Krall, who is a recent graduate of SMU University, star player for SMU. And Liam has a great job here at the 2024 U.S. Open. He is the practice partner extraordinaire. He's been hitting with Jannik Sinner, Novak Djokovic, Coco Gauff, etc. Liam, we first met last year when he played in the Marty Children's Foundation Tennis Championships, $15,000 USTA Pro Circuit event in Vero Beach, Florida. So, Liam, you are the practice partner for the stars here. So, tell us, how did you live in Bronxville, New York, so that certainly helps, and you're a great player. So, how did you get involved in this program?
So it was kind of a long process, but I have a teammate at SMU named Pranav. He got a contact for me to reach out, kind of apply. They know my tennis resume, I guess. I just kind of told them like who I am, where I played, and they were like, "Oh, that sounds like a great fit. We'd love to have you out." I basically am here every day on site, and they call me for hits, and the players go to player operations, and they request a hitter, and sometimes they've requested me multiple times, so I've hit with Coco Gauff, I've hit with her every practice, I've been able to get unbelievable hits with Jannik Sinner, Francis Tiafoe, Tsitsipas, even though he lost sadly, but unbelievable opportunities to play with great players. So.
And you're hitting with these players mostly on Arthur Ashe Stadium, or a lot of times on Arthur Ashe Stadium. What is that experience like?
So actually, the first time I got to hit on Ashe was with nobody in there. I think that was with Coco. And then the second time I got to hit on Ashe was actually with Tiafoe. And the cool part about that was it was Kids Day. So the stadium was about half full. So I was a little nervous, but I got to go out there, hit a few balls with him, and we got to sign some autographs. And I kept telling the kids I was a hitting partner, you don't want my autograph, but I still gave it to him anyway. But it made me feel like a pro, so it was cool.
So, hitting with Novak Djokovic, the greatest player of all time, what is that like to feel his ball coming at you, and compared to college tennis and the ITF Pro Circuit events that you played?
Yeah, well, to put some perspective on it, he needed two of us, so one of us was not good enough. So he's number one for a reason. His ball's perfect every time. He can put it in the same spot. He was a real testament to the game. So unbelievable to be able to hit with him, and he is the GOAT. So
kind of an interesting coincidence in that you've played on an ATP tour. You played an ATP tour match, and the player that you played in the Dallas Open in 2023 was Radu Albot, who Novak played in the first round.
Yes.
So did you give Novak any tips on how to play Radu?
So I warmed up Djokovic for a second round. So no, I didn't give him any tips on Radu, but seeing him beat him two straight sets made me like, wow, it's a big jump from where he is to where Radu is, and but it's such small margins, so unbelievable to hit with him.
So talk a little bit about where you are in your career. So you live in Bronxville, New York. You just finished SMU, your 4 years. So unfortunately, you hurt your back at the end of the season, so you had kind of a disappointing way to end your college career. But talk about your 4 years at SMU and what's next for you.
Yeah, so I got recruited in 2019 by Grant Chen, unbelievable coach. There we go.
Good.
All right, still good. Unbelievable coach, and I came in my first year. When the team was probably a little weaker, but we still were very close to getting in the tournament. I played 1, 2, and 3 my first year, mostly 3, and we competed our asses off. So it was unbelievable. And then my second year, the Dallas Open came to SMU. So Grant gave me the opportunity, after a good freshman year, to go play the qualies. I played a strong match against Yuri Rodionov. I think he's Austrian. Put up a good effort. I think 5-3 or 6-3, and then my sophomore year turned out to be great. I only lost 3 matches. We were 10-0 in conference, unbelievable. Made the tournament for the first time in over 10 years, I think, and it was just an incredible opportunity to be, to put SMU in the top 25. So I think that was the highlight of my college career for sure. And junior year was even better. I got to play main draw at Dallas Open, I think, just because of that sophomore year. So to be able, and I was able to get to set off of Radu Albot. It was so much fun to be able to do that year. We repeat the conference title. We have a ton of guys who are playing some great tennis. And then senior year, it was a little tougher. We weren't as strong on paper. I think we had good opportunities, and we just came up short a few times, and that hurt us. And then sadly, I don't know if this changed the season too much or not, but I fractured my back in March. I tried to get back into it, and the doctor told me, it's fractured. You got to rest, and you don't want to get surgery if you keep going. So it was the right call for sure. And I just started hitting again in this June. So now
this is a great way for you to warm up for your now trying to play the pro tour. I mean, do you feel like you're hitting the ball better having hitting with Sinner and Djokovic and the best players in the world?
Yeah, I mean it's actually to be around this atmosphere of professional players is something that it's so valuable, because the college experience versus the professional experience is completely different. Because college guys, you have your team, right? Professionally, you're alone. Some of the top, higher ranked guys will have their group of 4 or 5 coaches with them, but the guys outside the top 20, they can be by themselves with just one coach, and it can be lonely out there, but they're strong, they're mentally strong, they're unbelievable athletes, and being able to practice with them, is helping me improve, and I'm hoping I'm giving them good hits. So, yeah, I think it's super valuable.
So talk a little bit about when you played in the Marty Fish Children's Foundation tennis championships. You, as I recall, I think you lost to Ricardo Rodriguez at a really long 3-setter, and then you won a doubles match and lost in the quarters of the doubles. So talk a little bit about how that atmosphere was in Vero Beach.
Yeah, I mean, it was a last-minute decision. But Randy was kind enough to give me the wild card, so I was really.
I think it was the USTA that gave it to you.
Yeah, you were a huge help. You were a huge help. So I came down immediately after we won the conference tournament. So when Grant actually drove me down, the head coach at SMU, and he stayed with me for a few days. There was some rain in the area, so we left after a few days. But I got to play my first round. The hospitality was unbelievable. I think I had a free place to stay, which is great with the locals. And
John Marshall. Marty Fish Children's Foundation board member.
And the tournament was great, amazingly ran. I got to play on center court, which there was a lot of people watching. I think it was 40, 50 people. I think that's a lot for 15K. That's saying something. And, I played my heart out and just came up short, but got to play some doubles with Colin Marks. I don't know where he is now, but we beat the 1 seeds, I think, right? 1 or 2 seeds maybe.
I can't remember, but you had a great first win.
But it was unbelievable, and we came up short in the next match, but I couldn't be happier with how the tournament went, because it was one of my first futures. So I'm hoping I can go back there this next year. Sadly, I missed it this year. I was going to go play it, but I was injured. But yeah. Love the tournament.
So, but now after this great experience here, you're going to be going on trying to get into futures qualies. If you're listening to this and you want to give him a wild card, this is a great story, because he's the practice partner for the pros here at the U.S. Open, and it's a great story. So, so you're basically trying to get into qualies, wild card tournaments, try to get some ITF points and some ATP points to get your foothold and start playing some futures and hopefully some challengers and ATP events.
Yeah. So I mean, we'll see how it goes. I lost my points from last year, sadly, but I had good results in college. That usually helps. With trying to get into some of these tournaments, but I got to start from scratch, and that might be playing PTTs and then traveling to a few places. get a little lucky here and there. It's a rough world in pro tennis. So you got to start somewhere, and I want to give it my all and say that I gave it a good shot. So before probably will start working after that. We'll see what happens, but.
Well, it's a great endorsement when Jannik Sinner, the #1 player in the world, personally requests you and wants you to come back and hit with him. And also the same with Novak Djokovic, the greatest player of all time, wants to continue to hit with you. And Coco Gauff, the defending champion, wants to continue to hit with you. So great story, Liam. Congratulations on your success in college. And what a great story here at the U.S. Open. And if you're watching and you want to give Liam a wild card or give him an opportunity, or if you want to hit with him, you can pay him whatever. All right, Randy Walker, World Tennis Magazine, over and out. Take care.